now, the host of Aaron's Hour, Aaron Phillips.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another live edition of Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips, coming to you coast to coast. As you see the sign over my head, that's right. You're joining me today. You know, I've always said in the past with some of my appearances that sometimes somebody's got to do the hard gigs. You know what I'm saying? And here I am today with another hard gig where I've not one but two beautiful ladies joining me today. I feel like Bosley with two of the three angels here on the air. Of course, joining me today are the partners of a company called Game Changer Lifestyle. We have, I would say, in the pink, but of course, that really doesn't help much. This one up here, if you look over where I'm pointing, this is like I'm in the weather studio. This is all. And over here, this is Magali. How are you, ladies?
We're good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for joining me. We are coast to coast. It is 11 a.m. Pacific. It is 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. Hawaii, it's like still yesterday. I don't know, something like that. First of all, let me thank everybody for tuning in on Facebook. Show page, of course, WWDBTV Las Vegas Facebook page. If you like YouTube, no problem. Go to Aaron's Hour Show there or the WWDBTV YouTube channel, all live. But if you miss it or want to revisit anything these ladies are going to share today, guess what happens? You can replay the video. Not a problem. As long as nobody pisses me off, the videos will be up forever. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you have Roku, or if you don't have Roku, you really should download it because the WWDBTV network has a Roku channel. Download it. Not only can you see all the best of Aaron's Hour with all my wonderful guests over the many, many, many plethora of years, but you also have a plethora of choices of shows to watch all over the network. Check it out. You will be amused and have some fun. Joining me today, listen, for all you golf fanatics out there, this show is for you, especially since golf was in the Olympics. Never thought golf would be in an Olympic event, which I'll get to a little something about that here in a few minutes. But the ladies here today, we're going to talk about what they do basically to help spice up golf tournaments, fundraising, prizes, and help increase your revenue opportunity to help the causes with which you want to do this stuff for. But at first, we get to that after the break. The ladies are going to join me with a little conversation fun in a segment, what I like to call Vegas Unwrapped 2.0.
With a nod to the past and an eye to the future, here is Aaron Phillips with Vegas Unwrapped 2.0.
All right, here we have, ladies. First of all, thank you for joining me this morning. I greatly appreciate it.
Like, thank you for having us.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of cool. I'm going to be transparent to my audience. The ladies and I last night, we were on a Zoom call for a couple hours to prep for today and some other things which we'll talk about throughout the show. And poor Audra last night, we left her with some homework to do. So I know she was kind of up late, and some of that we'll see here today during the show. But you guys look wonderful. You guys look radiant, beautiful, and I love working with you guys, and I'm excited to have you here today. But before we get into Game Changers, what we're going to like to do during this segment is just kind of talk about some news and notes from around Vegas, around the world, get your input on some of the things. But since I mentioned the Olympics a few seconds ago, I'm going to change gears on the things I was going to talk about. Golf is an Olympic sport, so I know you ladies must be excited about that.
Very.
Yeah.
Now, I'm, my level of golf, I usually look for the clown's mouth, on the tee box or the greens. That's the kind of golf I usually play. But I came across an article which I thought was great. Did you know there are 17 discontinued Olympic sports that were just way too weird, dangerous, or boring that are no longer involved in the Olympics? Now, in my opinion, there's events today that could fall under this category, but hey, that's just me. You know what I'm saying? I did not think skateboarding should be, or dancing, or what did they do that? I just drew a blank. Where they do all the spins on the floor and all that stuff. That's all Olympic.
Break dancing.
Break dancing. Thank you.
You're showing our age, Aaron.
I know. I just aged myself, not remembering what it was. But so here you go. So you guys can respond accordingly. Laugh, joke. I want to get your input on some of these real quick. There's 17 of them. I'll give you the event and the years that they were there. All right. Number one on the list, tug of war was in the Olympics from 1900 to 1920.
Oh, wow.
That's a good amount of time.
Yeah, that is. To me, isn't the Olympics about strength and endurance and participation and stuff? to me, I could see tug of war staying in there. That's a heck of an endurance strength sport, is it not?
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely. My forearms, I feel like, would be on fire.
Yeah, and the legs from trying to, in the sand, trying to get
Stay
on.
there.
Now, I want you to listen closely to this next event. Listen to the title of this, please, and you tell me the first question comes into mind. Event number 2 ran from 1984 to 1992, relatively recent, solo synchronized swimming. Think about that. Solo synchronized. Who the hell do you synchronize with when you're by yourself?
That's what I
Yeah.
was gonna ask.
Right? Number 3, how about life-saving? Was an Olympic event in 1900.
Life saving?
Baywatch. Think Baywatch. Yes.
Whoa.
Oh,
Yes. Yep. Yep.
That probably didn't last too long. There's probably
One Olympics. Ran one Olympics. It is a real sport because I know the lifeguards all over the country, like here in Virginia Beach and beach cities, they do have lifeguard Olympics basically. So it's kind of there, but in the Olympics, I don't know about that one. This one was also relatively recent. I do kind of remember it. 1988 to 1992 was ski ballet,
I don't remember that one.
sounds really hard.
where they would use the poles and they would kind of twirl and flip and kind of literally dance on skis. I vaguely remember that
Oh,
one.
wow.
Now, I think this next one, the Hindenburg, may have had something to do with stopping this one. But in the 1900s, hot air ballooning was an Olympic event.
Wow. They were trying to go like up really high or far distances?
You
Like,
got it. Drivers competed not just for speed, but also to reach the highest altitude and even capture the best photo from the balloon.
Huh.
From the balloon. Wow.
Imagine if that was on TV. How much fun would that be to watch?
Hey, that's like my hometown. Temecula is like known. Temecula, California is known for like the Balloon and Wine Festival. Like
Yes.
most mornings or Friday mornings, you'll see a bunch of hot air balloons all over the place.
Yeah, there were, Max, you might remember, there were times.
That big one in Vegas.
Right, in Vegas, just about every morning you see some balloons up in the southwest part of town. Then I'd be wondering where the hell they would land. It's always worried me. Number 6, from 1912 to 1948 was painting and sculpture.
Huh. I feel like that's an art, you know? So like, how do you, I don't know. How do you grade them?
Exactly. I mean, first of all, what would the TV ratings be for you to sit there and just watch somebody like this paint and sculpt? You know what I'm saying? I mean, the TV ratings could not be good. Here's one in 1900. You notice the trend here that a lot of these started in 1900 so far? Pigeon shooting.
Oh, no.
That would be
I'm
good.
sure that one didn't last too long.
1 year. Let's see. This was only a one-time thing. We should all be thankful because what is this? The goal was for competitors to kill as many pigeons as possible.
Yep, I would imagine.
Doesn't that happen?
I don't think they lasted that long.
No, doesn't that happen in New York City every Saturday night? I mean, people take out, anyway. All right, I'll skip around. I'll cut some of these out here. Obstacle course swimming race, 1900 again. Where they would have obstacles like slides and hoops and things that while you're swimming. Now, you talk to some of the competitors that had to swim in the Seine River this Olympics. That, too, is a very big obstacle course if you listen to what some of them had to endure in the water.
Yeah.
So, let's see. For you workout enthusiasts, in 1904 was the dumbbell contest.
Yeah.
Yep.
Trying to
see
lift up
that
like
one.
His dumbbells.
I
I think we've
what-
all done dumbbells. I could see that one.
I've also worked with a lot of dumbbells, but that's a whole nother story. Let's see. 1908 motorboard racing, one year.
What is that? A motorcycle on a board?
No, it's your speedboats. This was sort of an epic fail because of weather issues, and it was discontinued because people realized this just didn't make sense as an Olympic event. I mean, it's just boat racing, with sports boats. That was it. How about this one? How about pole archery? Yep. Had its very own name called Popinjay. This sport consisted of archers shooting at fake birds that were hung from tall poles.
These are very creative, I must say.
1900, they tried it, and then they tried it again in 1920. Okay.
They had too much time on their hands, Aaron.
Obviously, yes. The depression at that time really spurred on some interesting ideas, didn't it? Last but not least, again, the year of 1900, the sport of croquet.
Oh, I remember croquet.
Was an Olympic event.
Like Alice in Wonderland, you know?
What's that?
Yes,
like
right.
Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, exactly. So since we were talking about the Olympics, I just thought I'd share those couple of events. Couple more minutes. Here's another story that I wanted to share with you ladies. I know there's one in Vegas. I don't know if there's any here in Virginia Beach. And Audra, I'm not sure if this is where you are, but the Italian-American restaurant chain, Buca di Beppo.
Yeah.
Filed for Chapter 11 protection. Let me see. According to the court filing, the Orlando-based company holds up to $10 million to $50 million in assets and $50 to $100 million in liabilities. It owes between $15 to $50 million to at least 30 creditors. In the store, and the company announced they will be closing 18 locations. There's one in California, one in Arizona, one in Cali, Colorado, Florida, Hawaii, Indiana, Maryland, 2 in Michigan, 1 in Jersey, 1 in New York, North Carolina, a couple in Pennsylvania, a couple in Utah, 1 in Ohio, nothing in Vegas. So the ones in Vegas we know are staying. I only know of 2 in Vegas, I think. One on, what the heck is it? I'm blanking on Lake Mead Road. And then there's the one, right? Then there's the one down on the other side of the strip, like on the other side of Flamingo or something, if memory serves. But here's what's interesting. The restaurant is keeping open 44 locations and is working on, here's the catch to all of this, on opening 1 new restaurant.
Just one?
Yeah, well, but they're closing 18 and they're opening 1. Why would you try to open if you're closing? Now, these restaurants are closing because of poor performance, according to the company.
Okay.
But Buca was first opened in Minnesota in 1993 and employs some 3,400 workers. 266, just under 10% of them are actual full-time employees. So
I love Buca di Beppo. I never saw so much food.
I know.
I love Buca di Beppo.
Eileen and I can go in there. We would take home about 4 days worth of food the way we eat now because of our gastric sleeve surgery. So
and I'm trying to think, Aaron, I thought that there was one in one of the hotels in Vegas. That's
there might be. I couldn't tell you which one.
I just can't think of the top of my head because I ate in a Buca di Beppo on the strip. John
will look it up, I'm sure, and share with us in the chat room. By the way, if you want to join in with your thoughts and conversation, folks, just simply dial 702-992-3207, 702-992-3207. As we get ready to go to break, just a couple of announcements that I want to share with everybody that's out there. With 9/11 coming up, of course, there's memorials and remembrance going across all around the country, as around the world. But here in Chesapeake, right around the corner from me, on Wednesday, September 11th, at Chesapeake City Park, beginning at 8:30 a.m., the Kiwanis Club of Chesapeake is involved in the memorial service there. What they'll have is they'll have color guard. They actually have a piece of steel from the Twin Towers as part of a monument here in Chesapeake. So they'll be doing all that around there. Folks, if you can come out, if you're in the area, Norfolk, Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, if you're here vacationing, whatever, just come on by, stop by, put that on you. The Excalibur, thank you, John. I knew he'd let us know, was where Buca di Beppo was. Come on down, just support. It's about a half hour. It's school morning, but folks, come on down if you can. The Chesapeake Kiwanis Club would greatly appreciate it. And also the Virginia Beach Kiwanis Club, and this is going to be a great segue to when we come back from the break, ladies and gentlemen, to talk with our ladies. That's what we call this. I'm a professional, folks. Do not try this at home. September 6th, Friday, September 6th, the Kiwanis Club of Virginia Beach will be holding their 43rd annual Andy Bacuzzi Jim Joyner Golf Tournament. It's going to be at Sewell's Point Golf Course. From what I understand, it's a beautiful golf course. Some of the money that they raise goes to programs like Patriot Paws, annual Special Olympics fishing event that they do, St. Mary's Home for Disabled Children, Tidewater Friends of Foster Care, the local rescue squads. It's only $100 to play, folks. That's very inexpensive for a lot of golf tournaments around the country. For $100, boy, let me tell you, you know what you get? You get a lot of stuff. You get the play, of course. You get the golf cart. You get your lunches. You get prizes. 11:30 a.m. registration, lunch at 11, shotgun at 11:45, 4:30 is the 50-50 drawing and prize drawings. For more information, you can call 757-672-2222. That's 757-672-2222. Yours truly, the voice. has, I don't want to say got strong-armed, but is buying a whole bronze sponsorship because I'm a member of that club as well. So we're going to be there to support them. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to our official break. When we come back, we get to talk to the ladies you see on the screen. I know, another one of my tough assignments, but hey, somebody's got to do it. You're watching Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips, coast to coast. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm John P.G. Stiles. Some people call me JPEG. You can probably guess why. I'm the founder and partner at WWDBTV. Does your business need a commercial, or do you already have one and you just want to get the message out there? Do you need a sizzle reel? Do you need an audition tape for a part that you're up for? Or have you ever thought about hosting your own show? Well, this is the place, WWDBTV.
Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you stressed? Remember to take a moment for your mental health. At the Mental Health Moment, we believe in the power of self-care and community support. Our mission is to encourage and empower individuals across generations to prioritize their mental well-being. Through community, awareness, resources, and education, or CARE, we're here to support you every step of the way. Join us at the Mental Health Movement. Visit our website, thementalhealthmoment.org, or follow us on our social media platforms, because your mental health matters. Remember, take a moment for your mental health.
All righty, welcome back to Aaron's Hour. I'm Aaron Phillips, and it's a good thing because otherwise the title name of the show would make no sense as Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips, because if I wasn't Aaron Phillips, that would make no sense. Anyway, welcome back today. As you see on the screen, I have co-owners, co-partners, good friends, and co-workers, and good people in general. Miss Magali and Audra, they are co-founders of Game Changer Lifestyle, which is all about having some good old fun. There's their logo. Just happens to coincide with the voice colors. Look at that. How does that happen? Thank you for joining me, ladies. How are you today?
We're good.
Great. Yeah, we're excited.
You know, it's kind of funny how destiny and things were meant to happen and be. And Mags, I don't want to share anything because we were talking about it before we went on the air. I'm going to start with you because I've known you longer. I've been working with you a couple of years longer before I got to work with Audra back in April, although I met Audra in Vegas at a previous event that we did together as well. Talk about how this all came to fruition and how the seeds were planted to get things going for Game Changer Lifestyle.
So, as you mentioned, the three of us were definitely destined to be together to come here. So my background, just really quick, my background is the Walt Disney Company. I was doing HR for 14 years over at Burbank at the studios. And during that time, my ex-husband was playing for the Raiders. They were in LA at the time. They were the LA Raiders. And so after he decided to retire, he decided to pick up the game of golf because, as we found out, a lot of the players after football loved this game because it was still competitive and they can still talk their stuff and all that great stuff. And so I decided to to create a nonprofit which would help raise money for pro athletes and their foundations while giving back to the community. And so we gave birth to Celebrity Grudge Match. And because my ex played with the Raiders and the Broncos, we decided in Vegas to kick off Raider Legends against their rivalry team Legends, which it started in 2019. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, this is where I met the awesome Aaron. We were in the Las Vegas studio. Jay Schrader and I were doing a show while Aaron was doing his show, and we would invite the Raider players to come and talk about life after football, and then of course invite them over to our grudge match where we asked Aaron to be since he's a Hall of Famer MC, we asked him to please be our host and our MC for our first game during COVID in 2020, which was the Raiders and the Broncos. And after we did that, we would at the end of the show we would do a trivia, and we would send our guests to Cancun, whoever answered, the question on that athlete that we had, the Raiders that we had on there. So we had fun sending people to Cancun with our trivia, and on the golf course we decided that we would send one person out of every foursome over to Cancun as well. So we created this whole experience where the athlete would play against their rivalry teams, and then the golfers would enjoy playing with their all-time
their stars, their
their
idols.
stars.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and while I wasn't putting on a celebrity grudge match, I would be a whole contest sponsor at all other tournaments, in which that's where Audra comes, to life, because while I was sending people to Cancun, she was giving people prizes. And when she heard about this Cancun lady, well, the rest is history. That's how Game Changers and iLifestyle married. And I'll let her go ahead and tell her story on how we came together.
So, should I take it away, Aaron, or do you want to?
Yeah, no. Well, I want, before you get started, you mentioned trivia question. Okay. So if I have a question that popped into my head, can I ask a trivia question to see if anybody out there can answer it, and could they get a trip?
Absolutely.
All right. So here's your trivia question, ladies and gentlemen. It has something tied into what Mags talked about as far as that very first celebrity grudge match. If you recall the two teams involved, okay, I'm not going to ask to repeat them. One of those members, all right, I'll say it, on the Denver Broncos side, is a co-host of mine on another show on WWDBTV. I'm not going to give you the name of the show because that'll give it away. You can look it up way too easy. What is the name of my co-host on that other show that was and is a former Denver Bronco? Okay. If you call, you must call. No messages in the chat room stuff. I want to call at 702-992-3207. And what would they get as their travel trip win? Well,
they're going to be able to
choose.
They're going to be able to choose between 7 different resorts. We've got 4 in Cancun, 1 in the Riviera Maya, 1 in Miami, Florida, and 1 in Orlando, Florida. So they'll be able to win a 5-day, 4-night of their choice.
And those last 2 are new, right? The Miami and Orlando location. We'll
get
into this.
The last 2 are new.
Perfect. Yes. So here's what we do. Once we get a winner, then we'll communicate and get all the necessary details. So call right now, 702-992-3207. Who is the former Denver Bronco player that is a co-host of mine on another show on this very network that was in attendance at that very first grudge match that day as well, and a subsequent after that, which cost me $250 when I won the jersey, by the way. But neither here nor there. All right, give us a call. Go ahead, Audrey, take it away.
Okay, so my name is Audra, and I'll share with you a brief background and how I ended up meeting Magali. But I've been in the charity golf industry now for just about 14 years. I started right out of college, and I was working alongside of my father, actually. And he actually owns a couple different golf companies. You guys might have heard of Crank Golf. We have a couple tour players right now that are playing their driver, and then of course all the long drive hitters. And so I immediately was just drawn to, gosh, like these events are so much fun. Everybody's in a great mood. They're always tied to an amazing charity, and there's so many different ones, and so I loved that I didn't have to just pick one charity. I got to go and enhance or help fundraise for a bunch of different ones. And on the golf course, I mean, any of the golfers on here can tell you, you're hanging out outside on some like the most beautiful real estate in the world while you're helping a good cause. People are, having drinks, or they're playing contests, or, bidding and auctioning on different things. I was just addicted to how much fun everything was. And then it was really cool to see how many like celebrities and big names would get behind a lot of these causes and were really helping, make a difference. So I was out in Vegas, but I'm from Southern California, as I mentioned briefly earlier. And I'm helping, fundraise and putting on some contests, giving out some prizes on a whole. But all day long, I'm hearing about these Cancun trips. And they're like, oh, yeah, I won this trip to Cancun. And yeah, it's for 2 people. And I just heard about it all day long. And I'm like, okay, I need to go find out who this Cancun lady is. It's giving out all these Cancun trips. So at the end of the banquet, I asked the organizer of Cops for Kids if he would introduce me. Well, he was running all over the place, which I understand now from putting on, my own events instead of just sponsoring a whole or a contest. And so I just walk right up to her and I'm like, hi, I think I was on a hole, like a couple holes after you. And I was hearing about all these Cancun trips, can you give me like the breakdown of like what this is, what they actually got? How does this work? So I was really excited. We both felt like we were, just kind of destined to like meet because I feel like we both feel like all of the things that I'm really good at and can, bring to the table for golf tournaments and everything that she brings, they just match really well together. And so I think we complement each other really well on our different specialties. And so now, coming together and creating Game Changer Lifestyle, so marrying our 2 companies, I feel like there's nothing else that people could need or want. And we're really conscious of trying to fundraise, as much money as possible, no matter what charity we're working with. We're both, I'm hesitant to say this, but we're both Virgos, so we're very organized.
It's a good thing.
I know, I'm like, do I go there? Whatever, we're going there. And so I love that, that we complement each other really well. We're both really, fun and exciting, and we can talk to pretty much anybody. But at the end of the day, it's all about the charity and making sure that these events are put on at a really high level, and that they, I would say, like the celebrities that we work with and the charities are really happy with, their end result.
It's funny, and it wasn't until we had our call last night that in my own mind, because obviously I worked for Mags and hosted some of the events in Vegas.
Yeah.
Before she relocated and everything changed for everybody, and then I met you at that last event, I believe it was in Vegas, and then in April I was, kind enough to or be asked to come down and host that event down there, and I got to see the 2 of you work together. So I got to see how crazy Mags gets by herself running this thing behind the scenes the first couple of times, right?
Yeah.
And then I got to see the 2 of you working together. And in any good partnership relationship, you know your strengths, but the best partners are the ones that can pick up the areas that maybe you're not as good at. And when you find that partner that can mesh all of those strengths together, that's when things really take off. And I really got to witness that in April. I mean, Audra, you and I actually had some time. We rode around in the golf cart together. I felt special because I was driving. I was in the passenger seat. You were driving. Everybody wanted to talk to you because you were the much better looking of the 2 of us. But you and I got to spend some time and we chatted. I got to know you a lot better. And I can understand why the 2 of you working together is almost like the yin and the yang of making this thing work. And folks, if you've never ever seen the behind the scenes of what it takes to put a golf event on, and we're not just talking about the day of the golf. We're talking about the night before when you have the pairings parties and everything that happens from the day the event ends to beginning to prep for the next one 364 days later. It's not a stopping job. It's an ongoing thing to keep those relationships and funnels going. So I commend the 2 of you for realizing that both of your strengths together will form a great relationship and partnership for events coming down the line. I want to give a shout out to someone who's in the chat room watching. I have to watch what I say now. My wife, Eileen, is in the chat room, so I better talk nicely now because she's actually watching. Of all the shows she decides to actually turn into, it's this one. But anyway, so now we have the slide deck ready. So anytime if you want, we can bring that up and we can go through that stuff. But first, win a trip for 5 days, 4 nights by calling the studio right now, 702-992-3207 with the answer to the following question. Who is the retired Denver Bronco that is one of my co-hosts on a different show on this very network, WWDBTV? Do not put it in the chat room. You will be disqualified. You must call the phone number to win 5 days, 4 nights, your choice of about a half a dozen or so different properties that you can go to. Details will follow. Now, if we don't get a winner during the live show, and somebody who rewatches this answers the question correctly, all you got to do is email me. That's all you got to do. Aaron's Hour 2021 at gmail.com. That's my email through the show. I'll get you the trip. No worries. If 2 people answer correctly, I'm sure I can talk to the ladies to give me another one. Let's get some people traveling and enjoying this time. Okay.
Who doesn't love a vacation, right?
Is that right? Exactly.
That's
All right.
right.
So we have the slideshow ready. Do you want to start going over that a little bit?
Yeah, let's go through it.
All right, John, bring it up if you would, please, sir. John, wake up, please. Bring up the slideshow, please. And there you go. I had to wake him up. Go ahead. I wish I had a buzzer here. So go ahead. Take it away.
You know, what I love about this first photo, I guess just to pause, this was on our first trip together. And so we've done different events, you know, all over the place because, you know, Magali was living in Vegas. I was living in Southern California. We were actually at the same events and didn't know it even prior. But we had booked a trip earlier this year. And so this is one of the photos that we took with a celebrity at the NFL Alumni Tennessee chapter golf tournament. So loved that photo. Had to like start it off there because it was our first trip.
And that's Byron Scott, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
It is. Yes, it's the Byron Scott. And he was even laughing. He was like, how am I seeing you two on the East Coast? I never passed the East Coast. And we're like, what's up? But yeah, he said he was on a trip right after that golf tournament to go meet up with his family in Panama City, which is where I'm living now. So that was pretty cool to see him out there.
Right on.
But so the next slide really just covers, you know, our vision and our mission. As you heard us both kind of talk about earlier, we both have been in the golf industry for quite some time now. And we met and started working together because of me hearing about this Cancun lady all day long about 4 years ago. Now, you know, we're both in Florida, but we're traveling all over the place for different events. And really our specialty is organizing and hosting celebrity golf tournaments. So we'd love to keep it, you know, in Orlando, of course, Las Vegas being, I feel like both of your guys' you know, hometowns almost, right? And then Southern California for me, but now with Aaron moving out to Virginia Beach, we're looking to expand. And again, if you guys have an event in a different state, we don't want that to stop you once you see those 4, you know, major like areas that we like to go to. I'm like, we want to come and help you put on a very successful event and would love to team up with you. But yeah, I'm like, you know, we can help just be like a whole contest sponsor just to start. We have different contests like, you know, hole-in-ones, closest to the pins. As you've heard them talk about a little bit already, the trips are, I feel like, vital, you know, to helping us fundraise.
Next slide, John.
Yeah. And then what I love too are the registration packages, you know, and so this is how we feel like we can make the biggest difference because we come together and we'll sit down with you and we'll actually customize a registration package with you to make sure that it's tailoring all the things that you had in your vision for your event. But these are some things that we like to add that are a little bit different, you know, like a $100,000 shootout. Who doesn't get excited about winning some serious money, you know, in a shootout? A scratch card game that they can play at registration for the people, you know, that are coming out to support the cause, but are maybe not the best golfers. So they might not win longest drive or closest to the pin or even putting, you know? So we really sat down, thought about all the different things that we wanted to include in these different registration packages. And most of the people that we work with just add it right into that registration fee. And it really just helps enhance, you know, the flyer. More sponsors want to come because they're seeing all these amazing things going on out on the golf course for their tournament. More players are wanting to come. It kind of helps all the way around with everything.
I think if I can interject, Audra, on the registration, when we actually put the packages in the registration, what we have found is that now you're not being hit up at every hole for this challenge and that challenge, and you can pretty much just leave your wallet at home. And we've had, you know, a preference of just let's go ahead and put in the registration and let our golfers just have a great time out there.
Well, it's more
Absolutely.
it's more value for them in the registration amount that all this is included versus feeling like they're being nickeled and dimed all along throughout the golf game, the tournament itself. I, for one, of this entire registration package, like item number 14. That's my favorite part of all of
I was
this.
wondering if you're going to see that in there.
I just thought I would mention that. But I will say this. So, and Max, you and I have talked about this, and I'm going to say it publicly. Doing what I do for a living, I get the opportunity to be in positions to do things that I never thought I would do or meet. And the people and the athletes and the entertainers that I've met through this event, 99% of them I've watched on my TV play football or basketball, and have Brian Hunter and Brian Jordan at the last event. I have them in my phone, folks. They're in my contact list. That's right. So,
yeah, some of the guys, pictured. I mean, you can just see it, right, Aaron? Like they're just so real, and so it's so nice to see them.
And I'm so glad you said that. And I'm so glad you said that, Audra, because, a lot of times celebrities can have this pretense about them, right? And because of the influence that Mags has with a lot of these athletes and celebrities,
yes,
he brings real people. And so I'm glad you said that. We're not talking phony athletes here. They want to be there. They want to be there, for the cause. They want to be there to have fun and play golf. They want to be there to see their contemporaries and talk old locker room stories and all that other sort of stuff. But they're there to also meet and play with the participants who are there for the tournament, and they are real. They are genuine, and that is really what I appreciate, because I can fangirl out with each and every one of these people that I meet. I go, look at this. And trust me, on the inside, I am. But it's so cool because these are real athletes. Now, when I'm in a room with these guys, they don't want to meet with me. They want to know more about my jackets. Let me just preface that. That's all they care about. Is this a real jacket? My red and black one. But I digress. But going back,
jackets are very nice. You are just it.
I have a new one that I purchased before I left Vegas, so it's all prepped for September.
We need to take a picture. The three of us need to take a picture with your jacket, because people do talk about your jacket. They love it.
My jackets get more notoriety than I do.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say that, though, that the celebrities that participate are really down to earth, and their celebrity status does not go here to them, and they really are active. And I wanted to mention that. Go ahead. We have time for another slide or two before we go to break.
And we can flip through a couple of these, I'm like, Magley and I met while we were both doing what's called an on-course fundraiser, and so we're not, too big or too good to go out there and fundraise on a whole, just trying to get things started with you. If your tournament's coming up in a few weeks, send us out there. We'd love to fundraise. We have a bunch of fun contests, prizes, all kinds of stuff that are really unique, and are going to stand out to some of the stuff that you've seen out there before. And I believe that we are the highest paying, whole sponsors as well, compared to most, other charity golf companies out there. But next slide, even our prizes. So we hand pick and make all of our prizes. I should say we don't sit there and sew them together, but we hand pick all of them. And we've used it off of our own experience, so like, what are some of our favorite items to have on the golf cart when we play golf? And so this came from, dang, I'm missing my rangefinder, or, oh, this golf cart at this course doesn't have speakers, so then you want to have your own magnetic speaker. And if you can get away with it, you want to actually use your backpack cooler to stuff some snacks and drinks in there while you're playing golf. But this just gives you a quick idea of some of the different prizes that we have put together. And then on the next slide, even, I feel like this is honestly what people get so excited about. And this is the honest truth as to why we fundraise as much as we do. Magley and Aaron had mentioned earlier that we actually just added 2 brand new resorts, and the majority of the trips actually used to be only in Mexico. So Cancun, Riviera Maya, and all of those resorts are absolutely beautiful. But what I think is amazing now is, in case, and you want to give this to an older couple, or maybe somebody's having a baby soon. So maybe going, overseas into Mexico doesn't really make sense. Where Orlando, I'm like, Orlando, I feel like, is like Disney heaven, right? So you can stay in Orlando, out there, Miami. Oh my gosh, if you see this photo right here of Newport Beachside, it is gorgeous. So having some different, options has been like really key. People seem to be really excited about 7 different options.
And I think what's really cool is that with the 2 now that are in Florida, I don't know what people feel about traveling out of the country right now to Mexico, wherever for that matter. And I know Cancun is not an issue, but people read and hear things in the news. I think having a couple within the States, I think was a terrific move to be able to make these arrangements and have a couple come on board in the U.S.
And pretty soon we'll be offering discounted Airbnb properties as well that they can choose from, because you have to keep in mind these are charitable trips. So once you actually register and take the trip, we have it set up where money is going on the back end. Cancun or Florida will send a donation directly to that charity that we've started a campaign on. So it ends up being a write-off trip at the same time. But more importantly, that's the way we, for us to make additional money on the back end.
Sure.
Yeah,
and it's a win-win. It's a win-win-win-win-win. A lot of wins in there. For you get a vacation, donations are made, and you get to see a beautiful resort and talk about it. I want to step aside for our last break a few minutes early so we have enough time to finish the slides. I have not peppered them with my questions that I usually do because Mags threatened my life before the beginning of the show, but she does not want to be caught off guard, but I still may throw a couple out before the show's over. Hey, we'll be back with more about game changers, golf tournaments, and how this can all make a difference for you. You're watching Aaron's Hour I'm Bosley with the ladies. We'll be right back.
Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you stressed? Remember to take a moment for your mental health. At the Mental Health Moment, we believe in the power of self-care and community support. Our mission is to encourage and empower individuals across generations to prioritize their mental well-being. Through community, awareness, resources, and education, or CARE, we're here to support you every step of the way. Join us at the Mental Health Movement. Visit our website, thementalhealthmoment.org, or follow us on our social media platforms, because your mental health matters. Remember, take a moment for your mental health.
Are you looking for someone to provide training to your staff? Do you need a motivational speaker about how to handle change? Do you have an upcoming event that needs an MC to handle those responsibilities? Well, look no further than longtime Las Vegas radio personality Aaron Phillips. I am local to Las Vegas and I can blend my talents with any audience. For more information, please visit www.aaronphillipsvoice.com and book me for your next event or training needs.
All right, welcome back to Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips. That's right, I got Magali, I got Audra. They are the co-founders of Game Changer Lifestyle. They can make or break your golf tournament to raise money, let me tell you. By the way, also, we're still giving away a trip. If you can tell me who the former Denver Bronco, who should be in the Hall of Fame, by the way, is currently a co-host of mine on another show on this network, you will get a 5-day, 4-night trip to one of those locations that you just saw on the screen. Plus, Mags, you see what I'm holding here?
Your book?
Are we going to reinvigorate that?
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
That's a story within itself.
So here's what we're going to do also, folks. My book, Let My Voice Speak to You, is available on Amazon, or go to aaronshour.vegas. Click on the sponsor tab or shop tab. I think it's on the shop tab. You'll see my book there too. Click on it. Listen, it's only $15, ladies and gentlemen. If you want one autographed, though, you have to message me directly, and I will autograph one, send it out to you. And in exchange, if you purchase a book, guess what you get as an added bonus? But wait, there's more. You'll get one of those certificates for a 5-day, 4-night trip through any one of those properties. So check it out. Check it out on my site. Buy my book, get a trip. You know what? When you go on vacation, you need a book to read anyway, right? So it's a quick read. You can sit on the toilet and read. You can sit on the toilet and read my book in 3 minutes. It'll be fine. Anyway.
And you know what, Aaron? Audra just brought on an amazing charity for the fallen heroes, right?
Oh,
yeah.
And those and that would be, the trip would be benefiting
For
our
the
veterans.
fallen. Yeah.
So you know who we should probably reconnect with offline, Miss Mags, is my buddy Frank Pizarro, firefighter Memorial Transport.
Oh, yeah.
Audrey, you and I will talk offline about that. I'll make an introduction.
Okay.
All
Awesome.
right. Let's get back to it. We're down to like 10, 12 minutes already. I can't believe it. I haven't. You know what? I'm going to do it right now. Don't bring up the slideshow just yet. Audrey, let me ask you a question. Who's your favorite actor of all time? Male actor.
Oh, gosh, actor.
See, that would have been one easy one for me.
All right.
Yeah, you answer it. You answer
Or
it.
you go ahead and answer it. No
George Clooney.
I like the hot new Batman. What's his name? Christian Bale.
Christian Bale. I thought you were going to say Robert Pattinson. He was the latest one.
Christian Bale.
Ben Affleck.
No, Ben Affleck. Listen, you're talking to, ladies, you remember who you're talking to when it comes to Batman aficionados. Okay.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Yeah.
I was not a fan of Ben Affleck. Okay. Now you could tell by this picture who my favorite Batman of all time was. That's Adam West, of course.
I love it.
Christian Bale and Michael Keaton, pretty close. George Clooney, Val Kilmer, Robert Pattinson, and Ben. Anyway, okay. Who's your favorite actress, Mags? Let me hear one from the female side of the ledger. Who's your favorite actress of all time?
Oh my God.
All right, hang on to that.
My favorite actress of all time.
You ponder that. Audrey, who's yours?
Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, I love Jennifer Aniston.
Right? She's timeless.
That was the exact word that just popped into my head when you said that, honestly.
Oh my gosh.
Who you got, Mags?
You know, it's really a.
Give me who you got. Give me one or two, whoever's in your head.
I got Halle Berry.
Yes.
That's in my head.
I love Halle too.
She looked good as Catwoman also.
Catwoman. I know you. When you said Batman, I'm like, oh my God, all I could see is Catwoman. I'm like.
My favorite Catwoman though was the ones on TV, Lee Merriweather and oh gosh, I'm blanking. She was in the movie. Anyway, okay, I digress. All right, last one, and then we'll go back to the slideshow. What is your all-time favorite movie so that when it comes on any channel, you grab your favorite snack, your favorite beverage, you grab somebody from the family who want to watch it with, you don't let the phone disturb you for 2.5 hours. What movie is that for you? Who wants to go first?
Mag, you go first. So I love movies, and I think Mag's the same way. Like, I think that we both relax by watching movies, right? So
give me your all-time favorite movie that you like to relax to.
One is tough.
Give me one or two. That's fine.
I'm an older generation, but I am stuck on Grease.
Okay, that's a classic. Great music, great musical. John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John. Absolutely. No question there. Audra, I stalled long enough for you.
I know. Well, I'll go with The Notebook because I do love that movie.
So we go from
stop to watch the whole thing because you can't just like.
No, and you need a box of Kleenex for that.
Right, I was just going to say you went from musical to a tearjerker here.
Right.
Mine is a tie between Fiddler on the Roof, a classic musical movie, of course, If I Were a Rich Man and all that stuff, and A League of Their Own. Being a huge baseball fan, that movie with Gina Davis with the female baseball organization, those are my two. I cry every time at the end of League of Their Own when they go into the Hall of Fame and the sisters connect for the first time. I'm like, oh, how can you not tear up? So,
I'm a crier. I like ball and everything.
So what was the first movie that you remember that you started crying to?
Oh, Disney movies, like pretty much all of them. Like, the little dog would get hurt or lost. I'd be like, oh
or Lion King.
You know what mine was as a kid? Mags, you probably remember this. I'm not sure. This is before Audra's time, but being a sports person, she may know it. Brian's Song.
Oh, wow.
Remember that movie?
Yes. What was it that he had?
James Caan, he had cancer or something. James Caan and Billy D. Williams.
Oh my
God. And Brian Piccolo was the former Chicago Bear that was stricken and died in the movie between. That was the first movie I remember as a kid watching that I actually started tearing up with. All right. Before I tear up, because I'd be disappointed we didn't cover everything we needed to, let's go back to the slideshow there, Johnny. Thank you. Go ahead, Audra.
So next slide.
Oh, wait. Who is that guy? What the heck? I did not time it this way, by the way. It was pure.
I love it. So you guys already know and love Aaron Phillips, as do we. And so he is a part of our package. I'm like, if you guys like what you have already seen and heard already today.
Oh my God, I'm auditioning? Is this an audition?
But
what's so awesome about Aaron is that, it's crucial when it's shotgun time. It's shotgun time, and as our MC, he knows how to entertain everyone and get them out on time, so that we're not being, in trouble with not getting people out there during shotgun time.
And I also think about the banquet. The banquet.
That's
people
right. The luncheon awards.
Trying to hurry people out the raffle tickets, and so he's perfect for filling the dead space.
That's right.
Like, what do you do or talk about? Because we only have contests and prizes and stuff to give out. So he's perfect for that. He's talking to the audiences. He's really interactive. Telling jokes and sharing facts, all kinds of stuff. So he's key to filling like the space while people are just kind of like wandering around the banquet.
Yeah.
I am humbled by your words. It's very rare that I get caught speechless, but I appreciate it. I have fun. Bottom line is I have fun doing it. I'm an entertainer at heart in a way, and it's what I love to do. So anyway, go ahead, keep going. Next screen before I start babbling.
Yeah. Very quickly, we do all of our own marketing as well. So if you either need, help with the flyer, this just gives you a couple examples of some flyers we've had on holes that we've gone out and sponsored, and then some information on the beautiful Riviera Maya and the Cancun trips. But we'd love to help you with your marketing. And then next slide would be some of the sponsors that we've worked with, in the past. And so this just gives you a brief look at, Tito's, Hacker Golf, Krispy Kremes, Magley, and myself. I feel like we have so many different people that we've worked with over the years that we'd love to bring them to your event and make sure that it's successful.
I want to clarify on this screen, folks, as you're watching, this is only a snippet of the companies that have been involved. This is just when it came down to trying to show in a presentation some of the companies that have supported these events. This is a microcosm of the many companies around the country that are involved. So just folks, keep that in mind as you're looking at these names. Probably 95% of them stand out because you know them. And that's the reach that these ladies have in getting support for golf tournaments. Go ahead.
No, that's a great point. And then outside of that is really just our contact info. We'd love to have anybody and everybody contact us, whether or not they have questions, they just want us to sponsor a hole or a contest to get started, or if they, want help front to back with their entire event. That's honestly like where we're most passionate, is coming in and really like doing a great job for these different charities. So you have our email address. You can check out celebritygrudgematch.com to see some of the events that we put together. And then of course, both of our cell numbers are on there too.
Now, there is also, I want to just clarify, and please correct me if I'm wrong, there is a new website under construction, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and that will be coming soon, folks. So when that's available, I will announce it, and you will also be able to go to my website, aaronshour.vegas. Simply go to the sponsors tab. You'll see the logo and the link back to that new website when that is ready. So you'll be able to catch it 6 ways come Sunday. So a lot of stuff. So I want to encourage everybody out there right now. We just went over a lot of information, and in about 6 minutes when we end the show, this show will be immediately available via a video right here on Facebook and YouTube. I encourage you, go back, get the information, check it out again. If you know somebody who wants to start their first tournament for a fundraiser or whatever cause there is, or has a current golf tournament like my friends at the Virginia Beach Kiwanis Club, hint, hint, that perhaps needs some help and support, because I will be talking to you all. Go back and get the information. Message me through my Facebook page or whatever and say, hey, Aaron, who was the name of this and the name of that and this and that and bibbity bop? Because you will be hearing more from me here in the Virginia Beach area about getting game changers into your tournament to help. Even as they said, even if it is just for a whole sponsor giveaway to get things started, you will not be disappointed, because trust me when I tell you, I use the word plethora a lot, but there are a plethora of organizations that have been the benefactor of their involvement in golf tournaments. Now, do you guys want to quickly mention, as an FYI, the upcoming tournament in September as an example of causes and stuff?
Yes, we've got in September, we have the Lewis Burke Golf Classic that's going to benefit the Verb Kind. And Audria, we've got one coming up on my birthday, actually.
Yeah.
Because we have a passion of what we do. I don't mind working on my birthday. But yours is at Eagle Creek?
Eagle Creek in Orlando. It's helping the Kelsey's Hope Foundation. I worked with them last year. They're awesome. So we wanted to come back this year, and we're doing a couple different holes. We're doing the Cannon hole, the par 3, and then I think that we are supposed to find out today or tomorrow whether or not we're going to be selling a package for them as well. So
and what's the date of that? What's the date?
Kelsey's Hope Foundation.
When? And it's August 25th.
August 25th.
Where's my memo? I must have missed a memo on that event.
Yeah, we just talked to them about a week or two ago.
That's great.
So really excited to be back.
So the good thing is, folks, is you've got some references there of some events that you can talk to people about their involvement as testimonials, referrals, whatever you want. And if you reach out to the ladies, they'll give you a list of people to contact to find out from them how things went with their involvement. And I know you won't be disappointed. All right. We have a couple of minutes left. I'm not letting you go unscathed without any more questions, Mag. So you're going to have to be ready for rapid fire. First thing that comes to mind once again. But I'll start with Audra this time. Audra, what is your favorite music genre?
Country.
What is the one song while you're driving around town, you're at a traffic light, red light, music's blasting, windows are rolled up, you don't care what anybody sees, you're bebopping karaoke style, maybe even a little Elaine Bettis happening in your driver's seat, you don't care. What are you bebopping to in your car?
Morgan Wallen, You Proof.
All right. I have no idea who that is, showing my age once again. Anyway, Mags, what is your favorite bucket list vacation that you'd like to go to someday? Now, you've traveled a lot, so there's got to be something that you'd like to do that you haven't done yet.
My trip on my bucket list is Greece, Morocco.
Well, not surprised, because that's the name of your favorite movie, too. How does that connect, huh?
How does that connect? I know, right?
Both of them spelled differently, however, Greece and Greece, but still Greece nonetheless. All right, Audra, back to you. If money were no object, what would be the all-time ultimate vehicle, assuming you don't already have it, that you'd like to see parked in your driveway someday?
My own personal plane.
Your own personal plane?
Wow.
All right, that's a first.
How awesome is that?
I was going to say, I usually get sports cars of all sorts, but a plane, all right. Well, it would be hard to kind of
park. We got to get to places faster, you know?
Well, that's true. We do need a corporate jet. I could see I could see the GL on the wing, on the wingspan there, the wing.
In turquoise. Oh, yeah.
Add that to our, what is it called? Our vision board.
There you go. There you go. And it just so happens to be the voice color, so it works in very well. All right. Mads, back to you. Tell me what your favorite all-time meal is, from top to bottom, starting with an appetizer all the way down to dessert.
Oh, my goodness.
And I know you're a foodie, so this is kind of like, right down Broadway for you.
Appetizer would be mangoes and cottage cheese.
Okay. Main course.
Love that. Believe it or not. I'm a little different, Aaron. And then I love tuna with bell peppers.
How about
as a snack?
Okay.
In between. And then my favorite is sushi.
Sushi? Okay.
I love sushi.
Dessert. Give me a dessert.
And my dessert would be tres leches.
What is that?
The tres leches. It's the cake that has the 3 different milks.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Condensed milk.
One.
Is there chocolate in it?
No.
Oh, okay. That's why I don't know it. If it doesn't have chocolate, I don't know.
You know tres leches.
Yeah, so good.
I thought it would translate.
It's like a pound cake, and it's just like soaked in 3 different milks.
Gotcha. All right, last question, because I see we're running out of time. This is the only serious question like this that I ask, and this will go to both of you. When the day comes that you are standing at the pearly gates and the maitre d' is there to welcome you in, and this will be far down the line, ain't going to happen anytime soon, but the maitre d' is there to welcome you at the pearly gates, what is it you want to hear the maitre d' say to you upon entering through the pearly gates? Audrey, you go first.
You did well. With a big old hug.
There you go. All right, that'll work. Mags, how about you?
You did an excellent job as a daughter taking care of your mother.
Very nice. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Is your mom around? We could pop around and say hello if she is. I'd love to say it. But anyway, say hello to her for me. All right, ladies, you survived. You're out of the spotlight. Mags, you did well.
I'm only a little bit sweaty.
No.
Thank God you can't tell in our pink shirts. You made us sweat again, Aaron.
Why do you think I wear black all the time, ladies?
No wonder. And you're not boss. You're Aaron. It's Aaron's Angels, and the silent one is Eileen, your beautiful wife.
Wow.
Yes, there you go.
Who keeps all of us in check.
Yep.
And I know she's listening. She's in the house. She's in the other part of the house. I will not be able to walk into the room to see her now. I hope you realize that. It'll be gone. All right, ladies, thank you as always, Mags, Audrey.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you.
I can't tell you what a pleasure it is to have you guys here and chatting about game changers and all the. Oh, she just put in the chat room. I knew she was watching. Of course she's watching. Great. Can we have T-shirts made though? Aaron's Angels and the three of you on the shirt.
Of course.
There you go. We'll have to have that happen. All right. Programming note, ladies and gentlemen, join Thoughts Count Anywhere in 1 hour. Matt will be there holding down the fort. If I can jump on, I will join him. I'm sure SummerSlam from last week will be the top topic for them to talk about today. Next week, I have no idea who my guest is. I will be out of town working on that as I'm on the road, but I will be back next Saturday with a live show. With that, remember, CelebrityGrudgeMatch.com. Check it out. As always, be kind to everybody. Why? We are all we have. Thank you for watching Aaron's Hour, coast to coast. We'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.
Bye, guys.
Bye.